He sits by the window as the first light of morning spills across the room. The sun rises as it always does, yet something inside him stays dim. There was a time when this light would awaken something fierce within him, a sense of purpose that carried him through each day. But now the glow that once burned behind his eyes feels softer, quieter, almost fading. He is not weak. He's not broken. He is simply tired of running on empty. The world still expects him to move, to lead, to provide. But inside, his fire flickers between duty and silence. He wonders when it began, the quiet, slipping away of his own joy. It was not sudden. It never is. It started with small things. The smile that did not come as easily. The laugh that sounded hollow. The days that blended into sameness. He tells himself it is age, or stress, or routine. But deep down he knows it is something else. It is the light within him that has grown faint. Not because it has died, but because it has not been tended to. The body follows the mind. And when the mind forgets joy, the body forgets strength. No matter how much he pushes, his energy feels borrowed. His focus scattered. The drive that once came naturally now feels forced. Yet beneath the fatigue, beneath the layers of responsibility, there is still a pulse, a quiet rhythm that refuses to go out. What if the joy you think is lost is not gone at all? What if it is only hidden, waiting to be remembered? For centuries, there was a golden thread known to ancient healers, woven into rituals of clarity, warmth, and desire, a thread so rare that it was once valued more than gold itself. They called it saffron, the spice of light. In its color lives the warmth of the sun. In its scent, the calm of morning. And in its nature, the wisdom of balance. It does not burn like fire. It shines like dawn. And in the chapters that follow, you will discover how this golden thread can help you awaken what time has dimmed. Not through force, but through light, because strength begins where brightness returns. It begins quietly, the slow dimming that no one sees. Energy fades first, then focus, then the desire to create, to move, to live fully. After 40, the body begins to change its rhythm. Hormones that once fueled drive and confidence start to fall. Each year, testosterone drops little by little. Serotonin follows. Dopamine loses its spark. The mind grows heavier even when the body still looks the same. It is not weakness. It is chemistry. And it is the price of forgetting how to feed the inner light. Cortisol rises with stress. And the body starts to guard itself instead of grow. Sleep shortens. Recovery slows. And the emotions that once inspired become dull shadows. The man who once acted from passion now acts from memory. His body still moves, but his soul no longer leads. Science calls it chemical imbalance. Ancient wisdom called it disconnection, when mind and body forget how to speak to each other. The result feels the same emptiness that words cannot explain. The body follows the mind. When the mind loses its spark, the body forgets its rhythm. It is a silent fade, the kind that no one else notices until you do. But here is a thought. Have you ever felt that quiet heaviness too? That strange calm where you are not tired of life, only tired of feeling nothing? If you have, write it below, not to be heard. But to be honest, sometimes sharing it is how the healing begins. Research from Harvard and the National Institutes of Health has shown that mood and energy decline are not just emotional, they are biological. When oxidative stress builds, it damages the delicate networks that carry signals of joy and drive. But nature, in its patience, left an answer. Saffron, the golden spice, is rich in compounds like crocin and safranal, proven to lift mood, restore clarity, and protect the nerves from the corrosion of time. Modern science calls it a natural antidepressant. Ancient healers called it sunlight for the soul. Both are right, because what fades in silence can also return in silence. All it needs is light, the kind that shines not from outside, but from within. There is a place where the earth meets the sky in golden mist, where mornings smell of warmth and faith. That place is the high valley of Kashmir, the birthplace of saffron, the golden thread of the earth. For centuries, men would rise before dawn to gather the delicate purple flowers that bloom for only a few weeks each year. Inside each flower lie 3 small red strands, almost weightless, yet worth more than gold. To collect a single pound of saffron, it takes nearly 70,000 blossoms and countless hours of gentle hands. Every strand is a moment of patience made visible. Long before the language of science, people understood its light. Persian kings would bathe in saffron water before battle to summon courage and clarity. Greek healers called it the color of joy and used it to lift spirits and strengthen the heart. In India, sages believed it carried the fire of the sun and used it to awaken the mind before meditation. Everywhere it touched, saffron became more than spice. It became a symbol of purity, of renewal, of the balance between warmth and calm. In its essence lives the story of transformation. Each thread begins inside a flower that only opens to the morning light. It cannot bloom in darkness. It waits for the sun to rise, for warmth to return, and then it reveals its color. Deep red that turns golden when released into water. That shift from red to gold is not just chemistry, it is metaphor. It reminds us that true light comes not from brightness alone, but from the courage to open again after long silence. Saffron carries more than flavor. It carries history written in color, the color of dawn, of healing, of hope. The same warmth that first touched the farmer's hands centuries ago still lingers in every strand. When you hold it, you hold the memory of sunlight. It does not burn like fire. It glows like life itself. In every cup, in every scent, saffron whispers the same truth, that no matter how long darkness lasts, light always finds its way back through the smallest threads of patience. Inside each golden strand of saffron lies a quiet intelligence. It does not shout. It does not rush. Yet within it moves a complex harmony between molecules that speak the language of light. Among them are crocin, crocetin, and safranal, 3 compounds that carry both color and calm, both energy and balance. Together they form what ancient healers once felt but could not name, a chemistry of joy. Crocin is the pigment that gives saffron its deep red tone before it turns gold in water. It is a carotenoid, a natural antioxidant that defends the body from the slow damage of time. Inside the brain, crocin helps restore the pathways of dopamine and serotonin, the messengers of motivation and mood. When these two are balanced, the mind begins to move again. Energy returns not as a rush, but as steadiness, the kind that lasts. Crocetin, its close partner, improves oxygen delivery at the cellular level. It helps blood carry more life, more clarity, more focus. Together they turn fatigue into flow, giving both mind and body a sense of renewal. Then there is safranal, the soul of saffron's aroma. Its scent alone can calm the nervous system. In studies from the Journal of Ethnopharmacology and the National Institutes of Health, safranal showed the ability to reduce anxiety and support restful sleep. It quiets the mind, lowers cortisol, and allows the body to recover. Unlike chemical stimulants that burn bright then fade, safranal teaches the system to rest in alertness, to be awake yet at peace. It is the scent of clarity, the memory of stillness carried through breath. When crocin energizes, crocetin circulate, and safranal calms, the result is harmony. The body no longer fights itself, hormones find rhythm again. Blood moves freely. Thoughts regain direction. Science describes these changes in data and diagrams, but their effect is something you feel. The head feels lighter, the breath deeper. In the world, a little warmer. This is why saffron has been called sunlight for the soul. It restores what stress takes away, not by force, but by remembering. Modern research names it a natural antidepressant, but its wisdom is older than any term. It does not only heal the mind, it teaches it how to shine again. Saffron reminds us that true energy does not come from stimulation, but from balance. It is not the fire that consumes, but the light that sustains. The chemistry of joy is not a reaction, it is a remembering. The body finding again what it was always meant to feel. Calm and alive in the same breath. Long before science gave saffron its numbers and names, people understood its power through experience. Across India, Persia, Egypt, and Greece, this golden thread was seen as a gift from the sun. It was not stored as spice. It was guarded as medicine, used in rituals of clarity, love, and healing. Every culture saw in it a reflection of the same truth. That light can live inside matter, and that warmth can live inside man. In the ancient texts of Ayurveda, saffron is called kumkuma, the color of dawn and the essence of purity. It was used to awaken Agni, the inner fire that governs energy, digestion, and vitality. Priests mixed it into sacred oils before meditation to sharpen focus and calm the heart. Warriors drank saffron milk before battle to keep courage from turning into rage. In both the temple and the battlefield, saffron was the same, a reminder that true strength begins with clarity. In the courts of ancient Persia, saffron was steeped in tea and honey to lift the mood of kings. It was believed that a few strands could replace sorrow with serenity. Egyptian healers blended it into balms to purify the skin and blood, while Greek physicians prescribed it for melancholy and exhaustion from one land to another. The message never changed. Saffron carried light, and wherever it was shared, it restored balance. Its golden color was more than beauty. It was symbol, red for life, yellow for joy, gold for transformation. Those who used it believed they were not adding something new to the body. They were awakening what already lived within. It was the meeting of the sun and the soul. Saffron has traveled for thousands of years, and yet its purpose remains the same. To remind man that healing is not about adding force, but about returning to warmth. The same warmth that rises with every sunrise, the same light that once lived in his eyes, waiting quietly to return. The strength of saffron does not come from quantity, it comes from reverence. It is not a supplement, it is a ritual, and like all rituals, it rewards patience. A few strands are enough to awaken what time has dulled. Too much turns light into heat, and heat into restlessness. The man who respects the dose earns the light. There are two simple ways to bring saffron into daily rhythm. The first is the golden milk ritual. Warm a cup of milk, or almond milk if you prefer, and place 3 to 5 strands of saffron inside. Let it rest for 10 minutes until the color turns soft gold. Add a touch of honey and drink it slowly before sleep. This calms the nervous system, relaxes the muscles, and deepens the breath. It prepares the mind for rest and the body for renewal. The warmth of milk carries the essence of saffron deep into the system, reminding it that calm and energy can coexist. The second way is the morning infusion. Place 3 strands of saffron in warm water. Let them release their color for 15 minutes and drink it on an empty stomach. The first light of the day meeting the golden hue of saffron creates a simple harmony. It lifts the mood, clears mental fog, and helps the mind meet the day without resistance. The aroma itself is medicine, awakening the senses before the rush begins. Moderation is the secret. More than 10 strands a day can cause irritation, nausea, or dizziness. Saffron is powerful and does not need excess to work. Those taking antidepressants or blood pressure medication should consult a doctor before use, and women who are pregnant should avoid daily consumption. The practice is not about drinking something special. It is about slowing down enough to remember. Preparing saffron is a way to reconnect with stillness, to create a pause in the noise of routine. It is the act of choosing awareness over hurry. Each strand becomes a reminder that light must be invited, not forced. When used with respect, saffron does more than restore energy. It teaches you that gentleness and discipline are not opposites. They are two sides of lasting strength. In the language of ancient medicine, every element finds its balance in another. Fire seeks earth. Motion seeks stillness. Light seeks depth. Saffron and ashwagandha are born from this balance. One rises toward the sun, the other grows deep into the soil. One brings brightness and clarity, the other offers grounding and resilience. Together they form a quiet harmony that nourishes both the spirit and the body. Saffron is the energy of dawn. It lifts the heart, clears the mind, and brings warmth to the blood. Its golden color reflects joy, focus, and awakening. Ashwagandha is the calm of dusk. It cools the nerve, steadies the breath, and rebuilds the body after exhaustion. Its root carries the weight of earth, dense with minerals and strength alone. Each has purpose. Together, they remind the body how to move and rest, how to rise and recover. Modern research supports what ancient healers already knew. Saffron enhances mood, improves circulation, and restores hormone balance. Ashwagandha reduces cortisol, strengthens endurance, and supports natural testosterone production. When used in rhythm, they form a cycle of renewal. Saffron in the morning awakens vitality and focus. Ashwagandha at night allows the system to rebuild and store that energy. This daily rhythm mirrors the balance of day and night, of action and stillness. To practice this synergy, begin simply at sunrise. Infuse 3 strands of saffron in warm water and drink it slowly, allowing the body to absorb its warmth. At evening, mix half a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder in warm milk, stir gently, and drink before rest. The two herbs do not compete, they complete. One reminds you to shine, the other teaches you to stay grounded. In a world where men often live in constant motion, this balance is rare. Too much fire leads to burnout. Too much calm leads to stagnation. Saffron brings the spark. Ashwagandha holds the foundation. Their harmony is not about contrast, but connection. They teach that true vitality is not in constant activity, but in rhythm, in knowing when to rise and when to rest. Together, they form the quiet pulse of strength that endures, the steady light that neither burns out nor fades. When a man prepares saffron, he is not simply making a drink, he is creating a moment of stillness. The act itself becomes a form of meditation, the sound of water heating, the golden color spreading, the scent rising into the air. All of it carries, meaning it tells the body to slow down, to breathe, to remember. This is how ritual begins, not with ceremony, But with awareness, modern science has a name for this. It is called conditioning, the process by which the mind associates a repeated act with a specific state of being. When you prepare saffron each morning and the brain begins to understand that this is the hour of calm focus, it lowers cortisol, steadies the pulse, and shifts the nervous system toward balance. The mind grows quiet. The body grows ready. Over time, this becomes a language your body speaks fluently, a signal that it is safe to awaken, safe to feel alive again. The color of saffron plays its own part. Golden light triggers souple emotionelle responses, linked to warmth and optimism. The aroma, rich and earthy, engages the limbic system, the part of the brain that governs emotion and memory. Together, they create an internal sunrise, long before the day truly begins. This is not superstition. It is neurobiology shaped by mindfulness. When repeated with patience, the ritual itself becomes medicine. Many who practice this small habit notice change not through intensity, but through subtlety. They find more patience in their day, clearer thought, deeper rest. Some say the golden hue of saffron water becomes their daily sunrise. Even on dark mornings, it is less about what you drink and more about what you remind yourself of, that within you, light still exists. Rituals like this are ancient technologies of awareness. They require no temple, no words, only intention. Each time you pause to prepare saffron, you are teaching your body to return to rhythm, to move from chaos into coherence. The ritual is simple, but its impact is deep. It tells you that strength and peace are not opposites. They are the same energy seen through different shades of light. With time, a man begins to understand that strength is not found in force, but in rhythm. Power does not come from noise. It comes from stillness, well kept. The older he grows, the more he sees that light, not fire, sustains him. Fire burns fast, but light endure. The lesson of saffron is this quiet truth that lasting vitality is not about pushing harder, but about learning to glow from within. Saffron teaches balance, not urgency. Its golden hue reminds us that the body and mind move best when they move together. Blood flows better when thoughts are calm. Hormones align when emotions are steady. Breath deepens when there is peace between effort and ease. True strength is not built in the muscles alone. It is born from clarity. When the mind finds light, the body follows. For many men, aging feels like a slow fading of brightness, but it is not the years that take it. It is disconnection. The body forgets its rhythm, the mind loses its focus, and the spirit grows quiet. Yet the light never truly leaves. It only waits to be remembered. Each act of care, each mindful pause, each breath in awareness draws it back. Try this simple path. For 14 days, make saffron part of your morning. Observe, not chase. Watch your sleep, your mood, your clarity. You will not feel a rush, you will feel a return. The world will look slightly warmer, your thoughts a little clearer, your steps a bit steadier. That is the light finding its way home. Saffron carries the wisdom of the sun, the same light that rises every day without demand, without hurry. In its golden thread lives the memory of warmth, patience, and renewal. When you learn to move like that light, you will see that strength was never lost. It was only waiting for you to remember how to shine again.